And my guest tonight has dedicated her life to potentially the most sprawling field of exploration in existence, the universe itself. These images have been taken using the pioneering James Webb Telescope, and our guest is one of thousands of scientists working on the breathtaking project with NASA, which will allow us to see space in a way we've never been able to before. Now, Dame Dr Maggie Aderin-Pocock has gathered some of the telescope's most revealing images together into a book to try and help us make sense of our cosmic history. And she's here with me now. Thank you so much for coming in. Those pictures are so beautiful. They're like works of art, aren't they?
They are. I love the colours and just the sort of the depth of them. Knowing that they're out there makes me smile.
Yes, I love looking at them. Maybe you want to have them up on the wall, don't you?
Yes, yes. But it's quite interesting because the James Webb Space Telescope is actually an infrared telescope. So Hubble picked up visible light, the sort of things we can see with our eyes. But James Webb is actually an infrared telescope, so it picks up heat energy. So we have to convert them from that heat energy into visible.
That's amazing. So, I mean, your journey with NASA and this incredible project you were a part of, what was that like for you?
Oh, it was a dream come true because it's the largest space telescope ever built. And so we had the Hubble Space Telescope, which went up sort of over 30 years ago. And so to be part of the James Webb, and as you said, sort of 10,000 scientists around the world. But also James Webb sits a sort of 1.5 million kilometres away from Earth and looks into deep, dark space. So yeah, just to be part of that project was brilliant.
Amazing. And did you always want to be a scientist? Did you always want to do this?
Yes, actually, right from the get-go. I had a challenging youth because I went to 13 different schools when I was growing up.
Oh.
And I also have a condition which I used to say I suffer from dyslexia, but I see it as my superpower. And so it seemed like a crazy dream to become a space scientist, but it's something I've always wanted to do. I blame the clangers. I used to watch them as...
Oh, yes, the clangers.
So I used to watch them as a child. I wanted to go out and visit them. So...
Oh, and so how did it all start for you? How did you get into it?
Oh, yes. So it started off small. I used to go to the Science Museum, to their sort of space centre there, and look around and think, ooh. Also, the Science Museum is right next door to Imperial College, where I eventually studied. But I always thought, that's where the clever people go. And again, it seemed like a crazy dream, but yes, crazy dreams can come true. Yeah. When you've got, I think, something to aim for, and I've always been reaching for the stars.
And what kind of thing would you like to see in your lifestyle? What kind of scientific breakthrough are you hoping for? Would you like?
There's lots of things. So one of the things is there life out there? And one of the things we're doing now is with things like the James Webb Space Telescope, we're looking into deep, dark space. And we can see stars because they shine brightly, but we're finding now the planets going around those stars and answering, are we alone in the universe? Is there life on any of those planets? Or maybe some of the moons? That would be fantastic.
So do you think there is another Earth out there? Well, they have found similar planets, haven't they?
They have, yeah, these exoplanets which are quite Earth-like. And the thing is, as a space scientist, if you ask me, is there life out there? I'd say almost guaranteed yes, because there were 300 billion stars in our galaxy, and each one of those suns is a sun like ours, with planets going around it. And in the whole of the universe, one of the things that the Hubble taught us is there's 200 billion galaxies. So I don't think life just occurs here, but it might just be too far away for us to encounter it.
So you've got this amazing book out, and you've done this amazing project. What are you now working on?
So I continue to work on sort of space projects. Many of the projects I've worked on, some of them look into deep, dark space and give us an understanding of the universe, but most of them have been Earth observation, helping us understand climate change, the movement of people, all sorts of things that help us sort of manage Earth better. But I'm looking at a project now with one of the charities I work with, International Rescue Committee, and trying to link up scientists with people on the ground in the worst affected areas in the world and trying to get them to collaborate so we can find solutions for those challenges.
Absolutely. And of course, you are an absolute inspiration to young people, particularly girls. And one way that you obviously get to girls is with this. You are Science Barbie. You're a global superstar, and she's gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. I always say she looks like me, but on a really good day.
It's lovely. What a great way to get to young children.
Yes, it is. It's a nice segue into girls to tell them about the science.
Exactly. And do you feel peculiar about having a Barbie, or do you feel good about it?
Oh, when I was growing up, Barbies just didn't look like me. And so to have one in my likeness is lovely. And I've got a 14-year-old daughter, and we used to play with Barbies, so it's lovely in that way as well.
That's brilliant. Oh, thank you so much for coming in. It was brilliant talking to you.
Lovely
thank
to speak
you
to you.
very
Thank
much
you.
indeed.